proud members of the Podbelly Podcast Network.
I know you're tired. I know you're hurting. And I wish I could say something that was classy and inspirational.
You can do it!
But that just wouldn't be our style.
Welcome to Project Reclamation, where you rebuild, re-energize, and reclaim your life.
Hey, you guys. What famous movie is that from?
Baby Ruth.
The Fratellis. The Fratellis.
So many good people came out of that movie, though. Dude.
Dana, obviously. Shout out to my Asian homeboy, Dana. He had that little pow 1-2 Mike Tyson punch on his belt strap. Boom.
Wasn't he in Indiana Jones, too?
Was he? Was that the same kid?
Probably.
There's
I don't
only
know,
one
man.
actor. There was only one
Dr.
working
Jones.
actor at the
Dr.
time.
Jones.
Dr. Jones. Dr. Jones.
Yeah, and then, dude, you got Josh Brolin.
That's right. He played the guy. He played the punk.
Well, he was like the older brother. Yeah, he was always like working out with some weird like 80s it was like two slinkies with like a handle.
Dude, 80s workout equipment. If you look at it, you're like, holy shit! Like, where in the hell have we developed from? Because it was just like two slinkies. You're right.
Yeah,
that was attached with like I don't know, washboard handles.
Well, no, you know what it was? It was like they took like two
bed
handles
springs or
and,
something.
or like mini versions of like your garage door springs.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah, it was like literally like someone went to like the Home Depot and like they went to like.
They're like this will work out your trapezoid muscles. They were just making up names at that point. They're like, oh my god. Dude. They had like shakers where they had like rump shakers and stuff like that.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
dude, you stood on the little thing and
it just
strapped
shook
in
your butt. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Your stomach, your little tummy shaker, whatever.
Tummy shaker.
Man.
We're not afraid of new sponsorship. Tummy shaker.
No tummy shaker.
If you're out
is
there,
the shake weight still around?
Oh, it better be because I think we just gave them free promo.
Yeah,
free promo
dude.
and press.
Anyways, so yeah,
probably perhaps one of my more favorite movies of all time. Still, the reason why I'm saying it is I'm looking at your shirt right now. You didn't even know you was wearing it. And dang, oh dang. I don't know if that movie would be allowed today, right? Because think about it. You have capturing of little kids, right? You have the hunting of little kids.
That's true.
Right? You have stereotypical Italian, maybe mafia people. Then you have like
and your boy was pretty stereotypically Asian.
Asian, right? Yeah.
Although he actually is Asian, so it's not as bad as
No.
the
It's not
breakfast.
like
was it the Breakfast Club?
It wasn't like someone doing what's the Breakfast Club?
Breakfast.
Oh, that guy, Long Duck Dong.
Yeah, Long Duck Dong. Wasn't that a white dude playing an Asian dude?
No. I think it was an Asian guy playing an Asian guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
and it's so crazy because I remember being in school and I took an Asian American Studies class, and I remembered we had heard his perspective or his stance on his position about him taking that, and then people came up to him and were like, "Hey, are you sad that you've put behind our cultural, race and all this other stuff?" And he's like, "Oh no, I mean, I thought I was doing a good thing because I got a role." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was almost like, holy smokes, what do you do? And I totally understood his standpoint or his perspective at that time. And this is the late 90s when I'd heard about this, so I don't necessarily know if it's his still stance right now.
Yeah, so then back to the movie we were talking about, which we still haven't mentioned the name of, by the way.
Oh, Goonies.
Goonies, yeah.
Love me some Goonies.
Shout out to you, Van Tessel. I know you're the biggest Goonies fan in the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. You had I don't even know the word to call him. He was
he's a
disabled in some way, shape, or form.
I would, whether or not he was disabled, he had a bigger heart than everybody in that whole movie, right? So that's not the disability, but maybe he was physically different than anybody else that had ever seen before.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was physically deformed.
Well, yeah, and then maybe there was and then they kept him away, chained up. So it's like, yeah, would this have been a movie been allowed today?
I don't know. That's an interesting. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? But I love that movie to the day. If I ever had kids, I would probably want to show them to this movie.
It's
a hero movie.
Well, for us, it's nostalgic because we saw it when we were kids. But it's
and
about
we have
kids going on an adventure.
Oh, dude, a treasure map,
and there's
a treasure
treasure,
hunt,
and there's pirates, and dude, it's awesome.
There's a pirate ship. There's gold.
Yeah.
Remember when they finally got? And this is not a ruin. And this is not a spoiler alert. Remember when they got to that pirate ship and they were all just like playing on all that gold, and then the one of them girls was stuffing all of her mouth with all that jewelry and stuff like that. And I was like, how cool would that be? And then every single time I go to Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland, I'd be like, oh my god, it would be so much fun to play on it because you saw all those like ghosts and stuff like that. I mean, that's it. That's the one. I was a little kid. I was like, that's it. I want to play on it.
I always used to want to get out of the boat in Pirates of the Caribbean.
I know. Don't you just want to hang out?
I just kind of wanted to hang out and just like, it'd be funny is to hang out on one of those little islands that like the boats go by and like see if people realize that you're like a real person or if they just thought you were another one of the like the dummies.
That you're a 5-year-old little boy amongst bones.
Right, whatever. Even as an adult, I still think it'd be fun, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Put some pirate gear on me.
Yo ho ho ho.
You know, they took out the part with all the
running around with the women.
But dude, it was funny because like most of it was all of them was a man chasing the woman.
But then there's that one last one
chasing the man.
Yeah.
Oh, do they still have the part where the people are all in the prison cell and the dog has the keys? And they're trying to get the dog.
They have that one. They still have that one. As of 2 years ago when I went,
that was the best one.
Dude, can I just say, like, that was a setup, like, even in and of itself, how do you make, like, a storefront window, you know, kind of dressing, like, you know, funny? How do you progress through it?
Yeah.
And they progress through it in that section where, and I don't, and whether or not, I'm not saying I support it or whatever, but I'm just saying, it's like, yeah, you saw that men were chasing women, and then you finally saw that, like, there was that woman chasing the man, and you're like, ha, 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 it progressed your vision, it progressed your eyes, and it kind of told you a story without even saying a word. And you know what always tells you a story without saying a word is obviously our always host sponsor, Podbelly Podcast, Pig Out on
Podbelly Podcast Network. Go to podbelly.com. Pig Out on Podcast. They have delicious recipes for all kinds of different podcasts that you could possibly want to go home and cook. If you want to make a podcast, I'm talking to you, David. You should go on podbelly.com. And
David, make it. I don't even know what you want to talk about.
I don't even know either.
I want to hear it. But dude, we never know what we're going to talk about.
We never know what we're going to talk about either. And
just like cooking, if
you don't want to cook your own podcast, there is tons of pre-made podcasts.
Pre-made?
You can just eat right away. Just nom, 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 nom.
Ready to eat.
Yeah.
Meals ready to eat. Podcasts are PREs.
Speaking of eating, you know, sometimes when you're eating real food, it needs a little bit of kick.
Okay.
What would you use to kick up your
I noticed that you brought out something under your list. I noticed you put something on the table here, and I know that it looks like it's hot sauce.
Yep.
What are we doing? What are we dealing with here?
Well, Steven, you're gonna try some El Yucateco hot sauce.
Okay, now
because it is the king of flavors since 1968.
I love it.
Comes in lots of different flavors.
Well, I can see there's lots of different colors, so it looks really vibrant.
Jalapeno. We got chipotle. We got the red habanero.
Now, brother, you know the reason why.
The Caribbean habanero. Wait, I'm not done.
All right.
The green habanero.
Oh, I like this one.
The black and the XXX.
I like the color of the green one because it's sharp and it's vibrant and it looks kind of, I mean, it looks fresh, obviously, but I like the color of it. It's just sharp. I can see it from like a mile away, I think.
Green habanero.
And this black one is like the black label one looks really, I mean, it looks cool. I don't know, but it looks,
I mean, at least they're honest with the label. It's pretty much black.
Okay. But you know, I'm not a big fan of like all that spicy stuff and stuff like that. So I'm not like all like, I'm not a big person on the hot.
Well, here's what I was thinking, Steve. Right now, I think you should try just a little bit of one. We'll pick one for you and you try it. But what's that show on YouTube that you and I like?
Oh, Hot Ones.
Oh, yeah, Hot Ones.
Love that one.
Which, by the way, multiple flavors.
Is that what we're doing right now? Is that this?
No. But a bunch of different flavors of El Yucateco have been featured on different seasons of Hot Ones. Go check out Hot Ones. They're not our sponsor. El Yucateco is our sponsor.
All right. Amen to El Yucateco.
So try a little bit of one right now, maybe two. But then what I'd like to do is I'd like to in a future episode, I'd like to sauce up some wings with all of these, and you and I do
our own take,
ones,
unbranded.
El Yucateco. Hot Ones, no copyright, no, please don't sue us. Anyways, Hot Ones style.
Hot style.
A shout
you mean
out
hot
to,
style?
How about Hot Lamation? No, that doesn't
Hot
work.
Lamation.
Project.
Okay.
We're so dumb.
Anyways, I'm about to try one of these because obviously you put them on the table. I do want to try this green one because it looks good, but I got to be honest with you. There's one that says XXX, and that to me seems like the one I got to do.
Probably
because you just got to go big or go home, and it's.
So here's the thing. Here's what I love about this.
Okay,
so there's two aspects to every hot sauce. You have heat and you have flavor, and I feel like a lot of different hot sauces they try too hard for the heat and they miss out on flavor.
Well, most of them taste like vinegar and all that stuff.
Yeah. So El Yucateco is not a vinegar based sauce, and they use the whole peppers.
So it's like, not a okay, cool.
It's not a vinegar-based sauce, and they use the whole peppers.
I'm not.
So they don't just use the extract. A lot of hot sauces just use the extract.
Okay.
And that's where you get all the heat and none of the flavor. The peppers have flavor.
I heard it's in the seeds.
Habaneros are hot as fuck, but they also have a really good flavor if you can get past
if you can
the
do
heat.
It right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So to use a whole habanero in a sauce versus just the extract, you're going to get that flavor because they have kind of almost there's a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of fruitiness to a habanero flavor. And then a shit ton of heat. If you just take the heat, you miss out on all the delicious flavor.
Well, thank gosh I have my avocado toast here. It's in the morning.
Right. So we're going to put some XXX on some avocado toast for Steven.
Why not? You know,
it's funny. Growing up in Southern California, I feel like at least I ate avocado toast my whole life. Just never fucking called it avocado.
Yeah,
toast.
you just put avocado.
They just put avocado on a toast. It didn't used to be. It didn't used to be some bougie fucking stupid. Anyways, sorry, I'm angry.
Well, you're angry at avocado toast.
Just angry how I feel like I've been culturally appropriated.
Well, about avocado toast?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
As a Southern Californian, that's my stance.
All right. Okay.
Wait a minute, hold on.
All right. Okay. It's definitely okay. I will tell you. Oh man. All right now. Oh man. Okay. This is. Okay. Oh,
we went straight for the heat, dude. But okay. Aside from the fact that you're coughing, though, tell me about the flavor.
Okay, I will tell you that it's maybe I should have started with the green one. Was the green one lighter?
You could have started with jalapeno. Like that one's like nothing, and then Chipotle.
No. I will tell you that this is very, very, very good. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not here to. It's very, very good. It is very, very hot. It's very, very hot, and that heat. It's not just about hot though. It's there's a richness to it. I will tell you that much. There's a very, very there's a richness to it. But it definitely, I'm not a hot sauce person, and I will tell you that this is very, very good. If you're aiming for the way, way top, I have climbed the mountain today. I'm going to go drink some water, but I will tell.
Drink some milk instead.
Drink some milk instead.
Well, you got that coffee. You got cream in that coffee?
There better be at this point.
Yeah.
No, it's very, very good. You could go. I just put 2 dabs on this thing, man. I put 2 dabs on this thing, and it works, man. So I will tell you, it's good. It's good. El Yucateco. What is this? King of Flavor. King of Flavor
since 1968. But you know what, Steve? You didn't taste a bunch of nasty vinegar in there, did you?
No. Actually, there was actually that because I went to school in North Carolina, and all they did is have that hot sauce, and it was all vinegar, and I felt like it was just tangy vinegar, and it was disgusting.
Yeah, I don't love vinegar-based hot sauces.
I would have taken this. I would have taken this over any, and that's not to bring it back on Carolina Chop. I would have taken this in the Carolina Chop instead. This is like richer. I feel like this has definitely got a lot of flavor. There's definitely heat to it. I will tell you that. So if you're definitely looking for something, there's definitely, and it definitely will. I mean, I couldn't imagine putting this on. If you put this on like tacos or anything like delicious, or for not just Mexican food, you can put this on anything.
Anything. I put it on anything. Also think about this.
I've seen you put this on everything.
Well, yeah, I have put it on everything. If you had but think about this though, with the XXX, you like the flavor, maybe the putting a couple of dabs in one bite isn't your thing, but think about this, dude. If you had some chili or some soup or something, a couple of drops in a whole bowl, and then you might get what you want.
You might get. I'll see that, dude. Maybe that'll be the next challenge. We
could do a hot ramen challenge.
Ooh, I already do that at the ramen shop anyway, so it's good. Oh, let's try that.
All right.
El Yucateco.
I think we should do some like hot wings or chicken nuggets or something first.
Ooh. Thank you, El Yucateco, man.
El Yucateco. King of Flavor since 1968. Podbelly Podcast Network. Go check it out. Podbelly.com. Go pig out on podcasts. So that's the business, Steve. What are we talking about today?
Pay those bills. All right, here we go. Man, oh man, I got to tell you, before we even get to that, dude, I'm going to tell you, where I just came back from on this July 4th weekend? Or from this post-July 4th weekend? Manila. You think because I came back with this delicious tan, and you go, boy, he looks like a Filipino boy today. Nope. I can't. I came back from Santa Barbara, California, our old home stomping grounds town. And you know what I was doing out there?
Making manila envelopes?
Making manila envelopes. No.
I don't know why I have manila on the brain.
I think you saw that I had vanilla creamer out here, and you're like,
that's what it was. It's like
vanilla.
Some weird word association.
Bro, I was helping clean up my parents' house back at the old homestead. And your parents still live in Santa Barbara? My parents are kind of like in and out of their own house in retirement, back and forth. Your parents aren't retired?
No,
they still have by the look at your face and your nonverbals, you think that your retirement is just a word that I just made up, and you're like, no.
I mean, I don't think you and I will ever get to retire.
Nope, I want to be working.
I don't think my parents will ever get to retire. I think anyone born after 1960 or afterwards is never going to retire. Like, we're just going to be stuck working cogs in a wheel for the rest of our lives. Cogs in a wheel,
just churning out.
Now we'll figure out a way. Maybe this podcast will be our ticket to retirement.
You heard that, dozens of listeners. You better start
dozens of listeners. If each of you just donates $50,000 to our Patreon,
that's all we're asking. Come on, guys. We want to keep producing the hits for you. We each need $70,000 from all 12 of you. No. Here's what it is. My parents live in a very, very regular house, okay? But I will tell you that a regular house for 4 people, like my sister, my mom, myself, my dad, all them people, right? It's a great little situation, right? But after we all left the nest, and then that house for 2 people now becomes a little bit, it becomes like a little bit larger for them. All of a sudden, they have all these rooms to start what? Collecting shit, holding on to shit. Oh my God. So here, check this out. So my dad, when we were a little kid or when we were younger, my dad built a little shed on the side of the house because he had to contain all the storage that we needed for all the things we needed to hang on to, which I don't know why. We have like 6 or 7 wreaths from Christmases past. And I was like, why are we holding on to this stuff? So I helped him clean out the shed. You'll never guess what I saw. Go ahead and guess.
A family of raccoons.
I wish it were raccoons because I think that they would be cuddly. I don't know why. They look like
they might be rabid.
Well, the Santa Barbara ones probably wouldn't be. Because they live that life. They have avocados.
That's
they have
true.
lemons.
They just eat avocados and walnuts and cat food.
Yeah, that's.
we had a family of raccoons that lived in a palm tree on our next door neighbor. Growing up, our next door neighbor had a giant palm tree.
Oh.
And there was a whole family of raccoons that lived in there.
Well,
they would just troll the neighborhood at night and eat all the cat food.
And then just like walk on up their palm tree to get back to their bed. Palm trees get pretty high.
Yeah, no, it's a really high palm tree, but there was a massive
infestation,
parasitic vine that was growing out. Don't you remember this thing?
I do remember that you had a palm.
Weird
yeah,
palm tree with,
it was like ivy or something like that.
Yeah, it was but it was like some weird So I think there was I think it was some pretty gnarly vines. So I think they had a little that was like their house.
Oh, okay.
Just chilled in there.
Oh, nice. Why not?
Because sometimes you'd hear them fighting, and one of them would get thrown out. I would have to catch a thing and climb back up. And
it was like Survivor inside that ivy.
Dude, who knows? Raccoon Survivor.
There was a fucking rat infestation in my little.
So did you actually see the rats?
No. I think someone had gotten them before, but then I was just I told my dad, "We're cleaning this shit out. That's it. Whatever you don't have in here, we gotta go. Everything's gotta go." And literally, I swear to gosh, when you have a clean house, when you have a clean situation, it's like a clean state of mind. Spring cleaning. That's right. Yeah, we've totally talked about this before. But holy shit, we've had stuff in there that my parents were holding on to forever, bro. Forever. Now your parents still live in your house, obviously. Yeah. I don't think they hold on to very much stuff. I don't know. I haven't been in their house for a long time. There's not boxes upon boxes upon boxes.
No,
you've seen that show Hoarders though, right?
Yeah. So my parents they've done some they've done some different stages of remodeling over the years. So I think every time that happens, then they're kind of forced to clean a lot of stuff out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's nice to clean stuff.
No, I have seen Hoarders. Some of that stuff gets really, really gnarly. And I'm definitely guilty of holding on to too much shit. I think some of it is just laziness because I don't. And then there's maybe I'll wear that. Dude, there's
never a chance.
Maria Kondo, if you haven't worn it in 3 months,
say goodbye to it.
Get rid of it.
Yeah, say goodbye to it.
And then you hold on to stuff for nostalgic reasons. My mom got me this thing.
Yeah.
Well, some of those maybe legit, but a lot of times she would want you to just get rid of it, probably.
Yeah. You know what's so funny is that hand of God, I don't mind if someone makes me something by hand. It's great, I'll hang on to it, right?
Yeah.
But if someone just buys you a shirt and you worn that shirt for the life of the shirt that it needs to last for, it's you could say goodbye to it. I feel like my parents never said goodbye to anything. It was boxes. My dad. I love Costco to death. I always love Costco, but you know how they always give the free boxes away at the end of it. You know what I mean? You're
okay,
cool.
He keeps all the boxes?
He keeps all the boxes.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, he keeps all the boxes. You know what those
Mr.
boxes
Chang, what are you doing, dude?
I know, exactly. That's what I told him. But I laid into my dad for about a day straight because I was like, what are we doing? Oh, God. And those boxes became what? Rat's nests, dude.
Yes.
Oh, so disgusting. My dad was...
And cardboard does not hold up well.
You know what my favorite part is? My dad was like, "Oh, you don't know when we need the Amazon box." And I was like, "We get another one every 2 days. We get one every 2 days. Don't worry."
Yeah, you're like, "I think I have one on the way right now."
Yeah, don't worry, pops. Just throw this one away. No, it's a good box. I'm like, "What the fuck are we using the box for?" The whole house full of random empty boxes. And he used to be in a business kind of deal, so he had a bunch of leftover binders. He's keeping the binders. I was like, "Dad, you're retired. Let these binders go. Let all these papers go."
You don't need binders, Dad.
He's like, "Oh, I need binder separators. You never know when we need it." I was like, "You're not going back into business. Let it go. Let it go." But that's also something that we always talk about, right? It's you hang on to so much stuff all the time.
Yeah.
You hang on to so much stuff that it doesn't propel you forward. It actually weighs you down and holds you back.
Yeah.
And think about this, my house, every single time I go into it, my old house feels so stressful. And I'm like, why does it feel so stressful to me? Is it because of all that teenage angst? I think it's because of all the shit. It's all because of the clutter.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Every single service, my parents will buy a new table just so they can put more stuff on top of it. It's oh my God. It's painful.
Well, and you're cleaner than I am. That's for damn sure.
I have a couch. You go inside my house. There's a couch. There's a baseball bat. There's a pair of scissors.
You don't have a ton of surfaces to collect shit, which is good.
Which is probably the thing I need. Yeah, it's probably the thing I love about this. But my parents will like say, if there's a square surface, we're gonna make it an oval because every single corner of everything is gonna be filled in with shit until it basically goes to the center, and then
we're gonna turn it into a tower.
And then we're
a tower of shit.
You ever play the game Tetris?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like my fucking parents' whole house where it's just like boxes like wedged into other boxes like in this whole Tetris
so you need to take the Tetris and turn it into a game of Jenga.
Oh, and just collapse it all and then throw it all out.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
You know what reminds me of Tetris? This is a total segue, and not a segue. It's just a tangent because it's not going anywhere.
Tangent?
Dude, the cashiers at Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
I feel like their training must be like Tetris because the way that they can bag that shit. Yeah, they're like, dude, Trader Joe's cashiers are the best baggers ever. Now, I don't go to Trader Joe's anymore because now that they're limiting like people and stuff, I'm not willing to wait in line for half an hour to go into a store.
Well, so but there's not very many people though.
What?
You ever been to the Trader Joe's? Shout out to you, Trader Joe's up on the by the San Diego State College.
I haven't been to that one.
Go to that one, dude.
I should go to that one.
That one's a beautiful Trader Joe's. Let me tell you why. The people that go there, the beautiful people.
Isn't that a Marilyn Manson song?
Probably.
Beautiful people, the beautiful people.
I don't listen to that. I don't listen to that secular music.
Steven only listens to Christian gospel music.
Amen. Billy Joel Ray.
What?
I was trying to name a Christian artist or something like that. I couldn't do it.
Joel Osteen soundtrack. I don't know.
Yep. Dude, that's a beautiful. That's a beautiful Trader Joe's right there.
So Tetris. Let's bring this back. So
dude.
Well, that's another thing. Like, dude, what about the fridge, the pantry? How are your parents on that kind of stuff?
It's stocked. It's stocked full of random stuff. I got so mad at my dad. He brought stuff out. And he's like, "Oh, I'm defrosting these so we can eat it." I was like, "Holy shit! Why were you defrosting moldy this?" And it was so fucking gross. And he's like, "Oh, we're just gonna cut it out." And I was like, "You know what's crazy is that I talked to another person who was like an immigrant, who came from an immigrant family, just like I am.
Okay.
And I think that immigrant people just hold on to stuff so hard. It's bad. It's like a rotten piece of wood.
Do you think it has to do with because I don't know. Now I don't know your parents' situation, like when your dad when he was younger.
Oh, they were fucking poor as shit. I mean,
so
honestly.
Okay, so then in that situation, I can understand the tendency to hold on to shit because you might not know when the next shit is. Like,
yeah, but they were poor, but they lived in they
weren't that poor.
They came from a first world area to another first world area. It wasn't like
they were in Hong Kong.
Hong Kong, yeah. And so, mind you, it was like busy and it wasn't as like, I don't know, quote unquote, as open, I guess, as well. But my dad when he first came, he came to West Virginia of all places. So it wasn't like he went from metropolitan Hong Kong to
Jesus.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with you, state of West Virginia.
No, not at all. Actually, West Virginia is fucking beautiful.
No, it's gorgeous. Are you kidding me?
It's very. I can imagine it's very much different than Hong Kong.
No, it's totally different. He hated it because he was like, "Oh my god, like what did I do?" You know what I mean? Like this is America, and he faced racism. He faced like kind of a mentality.
Funny that like
he came there.
Even somewhere like, well, no, I'm just thinking like pick your European country, and even there's like a lot like I'm sure if you go to England, like London is going to be way different than like
Slovakia.
Well, no. I'm just thinking of a different part of England.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be different regions, but for sure the United States is like so freaking big. But like if you've never been here before, you just pick wherever you end up, and then you think, oh wow, this is the U.S. It's like West Virginia, like so much different than like California or Montana or New York. Like there's so many very, very different parts of the United States. It's just weird.
Everyone thinks it's LA. Everyone thinks it's New York. Yeah. Everyone thinks it's Chicago. But then you go to like, I don't know, again, there's some place in BF, Nevada or something like that.
Well, even think of like just California alone.
Yeah. Like so diverse.
San Diego is going to be so much different than like the Bay Area, which is going to be so much different than like Yosemite or freaking Fresno or Bakersfield or Lancaster. Dude, why am I naming all the horrible cities?
Because these are all the cities that you have to drive through and route to like your other hospital, other medical facilities, which you're like trying to do. Yeah.
Well, now I barely cover any of California nowadays. But
dude, can I just say, like, you're right. My dad hangs on to stuff. My mom hangs on to stuff, little knickknacks and trinkets, and she's like, I just, what's so funny is that I was looking at David. I was on IG, And I was looking at David Goggins. You know David Goggins. We talked about him a lot before.
We have a whole episode or two.
We have a whole episode or two.
Actually, I think our David Goggins episode is our most listened to episode by far.
Shout out to you, Goggins followers and or haters, whoever likes it.
DG is definitely a hero of ours here at Project Reclamation. Thank you, DG.
I like your mentality, DG.
It's the best. I try to live by his mantras.
You try to emulate it.
I'm not as cool.
You're not as hard
David
as
Goggins,
it. But you're not as fucking hard as that. I don't think very few people.
Stay away from the word hard. I know he loves to use it and he can get away with it.
Oh, sure. You're not as
We're not
tough.
sponsored by Blue Chew or Viagra though. So,
oh no.
You know.
You're not as tough, but I would argue that maybe 99% of the world isn't as grizzled or as seasoned as that gentleman,
I don't know,
right?
man.
And it's.
I would argue that Jocko Willink might even think David Goggins is crazy.
Well, and I think there's a mentality to there's a specialty to that, but it may not be your specialty, right? Like everyone. But I will tell you this: one of his biggest things on his last post was like, he's like, "Hey, man, I think I'm submitting it, and I know we're gonna drop in the clip."
Can you pull that up?
Yeah. But I just, I swear to gosh, I think
we might as well play it.
We might as well play it. Everyone's been talking about it. Obviously, we have. Okay.
And then we'll talk about it.
All right, here we go. Rock and roll.
Hey, you want to just? And then I'll probably cut it in.
Hours, seconds, days, all that shit. You have wasted on people.
I want to know whose cameraman is. This person just runs beside him and like just films him like just.
I get it.
Crazy shit.
Dude, I get it. Like, he's in great shape, dude. And he's running around the woods, it looks like.
And I want to say he's like 48 years old or something.
Well, he looks like he's 22, but then they say also black don't crack is what they say. But they also say yellow don't crack either. So I think him and I are good in shape. White, I don't know. No, cracks? I don't. Yeah.
Cracks hard, dude.
Cracks hard. Like porcelains.
Actually, I don't know, man.
So I think what he said. Dude. Stay hard.
So I think
what it is that, man, you carry around so much shit with you, dude. Like you got to learn how to just throw
it's
stuff.
Interesting because he's talking about people too.
Yeah, but that's also it though. That's what we always talk about. That's what you and I are always talking about, man. Is that like how do you better yourself, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, dude, keeping toxic. Now, sometimes I'm not saying
it's not even toxic people. It's like
dump
people
your relatives, but yeah, toxic. You can't dump your relatives.
Yeah.
Sorry, but toxic people that we keep in our lives is just as troublesome as keeping around shit that doesn't like you mentioned earlier, dude. It's like running with a parachute.
Yeah.
Or use weights to get to the bottom when you dive, but then sometimes you got to drop the weights.
Yeah, sometimes you got to drop the weight to get back to the top, dude. To even just get back to the baseline, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know the crazy part is how many times have you been at work? And I'll tell you this, mine is countless. Okay, how many times have you been at work and someone ruffles your feathers, right? Whether it be a coworker or another I don't know, person that you're dealing with on the other side. You're like, oh, I thought this was gonna go a lot better, or whatever it may be. Holy shit, dude, it sucks, right? You're like, oh my gosh, but then how many times you carry that home and you carry that home with you, and it just weighs on you.
I did some dumbass thing the other day. I was on a WebEx call with one of my people and his account, and I was just on there. I had no idea who we were talking to. I thought it was going to be some nurses.
Sure.
Anyway, some guy jumped on, and it just said it just said his first name on the thing.
Sure.
So
Jim Smith.
I had no idea if this was I should have aired on. But anyways, my dumb ass, I was just trying to be friendly. So I used the name that said below because nobody else had jumped on yet. At the end of the call, he's like, Tim, have we ever met? I was like, no. He's like, are we friends? He's like, no. He's like, well then, I think it's really rude that you called me by my first name since we're not friends. Don't ever do that again or something like that.
Wow.
And I was like, oh shit. Sorry,
wow.
dude.
So like, I've done Zoom calls before and it says whatever name you type in is whatever handle you go by. Like if it's Steven with my full last name, or if it's Nurse Steven or Representative Tim or whatever it is, like that's how it is. So
yeah.
Did it say this individual's last name? Or did it say like Steven?
I don't know what, dude, if I'm talking to you and you're a nurse, like I don't know what to call you, so I'm going to call you by your first name.
Yeah.
Well, now after that little incident, I'm just going to call everybody sir and ma'am. I'm not going to ever use anyone's name again.
Yeah, but how are you supposed to reference somebody on Zoom or
He's a doctor?
Okay.
I didn't realize that. I wasn't expecting a doctor to be on. It doesn't matter. It
Yeah.
was kind of my dumbass fault.
Sure.
But I was just trying to be friendly. I think he overreacted a little bit.
A little bit, sounds like
but
it.
But my whole thing was the guy that works for me, he didn't care. He was like, yeah, don't worry about it. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
But I still felt terrible because I was like, because not only I'm like, I just fucked someone
How long
else
ago
over.
did that happen?
That was last week.
Okay, see, and you still kind of reference it, or you still at least it's in your mind a little bit, right?
Well, because usually I'm more self-aware.
Now, wait, did that interfere with? I apologize. Did it interfere with anything business-wise? Did the sale go through, or is it still being talked about?
No, that guy apparently is not. It doesn't. No.
Okay, see, so like, right, so it's like it's the same exact thing that we're talking about. Like, you hang on to these things, you hoard.
But yeah, obviously, it still kind of bugs me.
Yeah, right. It still bothers you, and I don't know if it's affected your daily life. Maybe you lost some sleep of it. Maybe you lost a minute of sleep over it. Maybe you haven't. Maybe it's just kind of brushing your teeth. You're like, oh man, I should have, and it weighs on you a little bit.
One of those things. You're like, Tim, you're better than that.
Well, and here's the biggest issue is that you hang on to that negative feeling, that negative emotion, that negative interaction, right? You hang on to it like my dad hangs on to fucking boxes, right? Yeah. That's fine. A box isn't going to hurt you.
Right,
exactly. It's not going to hurt you. It takes up some space, but it's not going to hurt you. It doesn't weigh very, very much, right? But you compile a bunch of those, maybe, and you've had plenty of interactions, maybe that haven't gone your way. That was just
from the last week.
That was just from the last week. And in the whole probably 13, 20 years that you've been selling, right?
Yeah.
You've probably had maybe 100 of those. I don't know. Make it up. Maybe more.
Sure.
Maybe more. And then honestly, you store a room. It takes up space.
Well, then sometimes, but then like your dad, you put it in a closet. You put it in a room, and then you close the door. I thought it was interesting. I was listening to the most recent Bill Burr episode of Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And Bill Burr was he's just talking about like all of this. He's like, and he's always talking about how he's got some issues that he's always working through. Yeah. But he's like man, I can't do the Bill Burr voice, but he's like, this fucking quarantine thing has really made me realize I have a bunch of repressed shit that I haven't dealt with. And it's really, really kind of made me more self-aware of all these things I still need to work through. And those are all the boxes in the rooms and the closets and shit of the fucking doors you've closed and just forgot about.
Yeah.
We have all these issues that we probably just push them down.
Just push them down, hide them, throw away lock them up, throw away the key, right?
Sometimes you just got to open up the door and clean the shed.
Sometimes you have to. Shit. You know what's so funny is
this is beautiful metaphor.
I know these are bad. No, because you think about this. You store all those boxes. You just keep on holding on to all those things. Yeah. Good memories, bad memories, sure, but you hang on to it. And remember, you're a balloon trying to fly away. You're trying to do something, right? But all those things, even those boxes that weigh like 1 ounce, still add up to weight, right? Yeah. And they still have to space. And all of a sudden, all of it takes is just one bad thing, like a rat, to get inside all those boxes, quote unquote. And all of a sudden, it makes nests. It starts homing away. It starts polluting it. Starts dirtying it up, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about, man. And it's so funny how we kind of like stumbled onto this. And so funny how we're just making this a little bit more full circle. But it's crazy, man. You hang on to that stuff over a while. I can tell you countless stories about how I've held on to stuff. But right, even like Goggins, it's so perfect, right? Get rid of that shit, man.
Yeah.
Pay that stuff no more mind. It's like if you can drop it, stop paying attention, stop giving more credit to where it doesn't belong to. Because I bet you anything that one guy who's like your name, you said his name and stuff like that. I don't know if he or she's thinking about, or I don't know if they're thinking about this stuff, right? I don't know if they've lost an ounce of sleep over it. Oh, that guy I didn't know. He didn't call me by my full title.
Obviously, I probably did, to be honest.
Oh, he's that hell bent on and that strict.
Well, I feel
and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what he wants to do.
No.
There's
nothing wrong with that. But I feel like that reaction.
But for you,
would probably speak to maybe they have some
his character exactly
going on.
I would think that if you made something well known, hey, let's fix this up, and you did it in as calm a fashion, and you can kind of get rid of it from there, great. But it seemed as though they were hell bent on making a point out of it or something like that.
Well, and I mean, it was a valid point. I mean,
sure.
He deserved the respect that I didn't give him. Now, I mean, intent doesn't matter. Nobody gives a shit about your intent, but. It was just a dumb mistake.
These youngsters, you don't know. This is the greatest generation.
Yeah.
Either which way, man, I think you couldn't do yourself more justice if you just kind of said, hey, let me see if I can't go deconstruct that box, flatten it out, and then throw it in that recycling thing and get rid of it.
Recycle it.
Yeah. And then you can recycle it.
Boy or girl.
No, because honestly, when you kind of repackage it, right, when you reshape that box, right, okay, you break it down, you reshape it, and then you kind of fit it into whatever recycling holder that you have, right? They can fit many, many of those boxes, and then and then it gets hauled away for somebody else to kind of either deal with, use, or repurpose. That's what we're all trying to do.
Yeah.
So like these emotions, like these feelings that you're feeling, obviously, and these feelings that like I felt before regarding all this stuff too, and even my dad, it's like, can we repurpose it? Can we reshape it? Can we reform it? And then give it to somebody else as another lesson or as something else that they could use to better themselves. Maybe they start a fire with it. Maybe they start, I don't know, a compost pile with it.
It's turned into another box.
Yeah. Maybe they just repurpose it back to the world, and that's how it is. But yeah, just fucking don't hang on to shit anymore.
No, I mean, maybe keep if you mail stuff often or kind of often, maybe keep like the most recent Amazon box. So in case you need a box,
in case you need to return it,
or just wait 2 days before you mail whatever you're going to mail because there's another Amazon.
Box on the way.
Yeah.
Gosh, what's so funny is that I literally take all my old paper and then I have a bonfire every now and then, and I put all that old paper in it, whether it's good or not, and then I turn the ash back into like my compost, and I go, okay, cool. But other than that, like my dad just kept on hanging on to stuff, and I was like, dude, you're retired, like. Don't hang on to all this stuff because eventually it's so funny, and I was like kind of talking to my mom about this. I was like, eventually, whether, they're around or not for however long, eventually someone's going to have to take care of that mess, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't take care of it right now, eventually, God forbid, they pass away. It's like, okay, now all of a sudden it's my duty to kind of clean out everything now. And so it's just like, well, can we go through it together? Can we kind of like work through this as a process? So just because you hang on to your stuff and you say, oh, this is my stuff, don't worry about it. No one's ever going to have to deal with my charged emotions and my feelings on this, etc. No, someone is going to have to deal with this at some given point, right? Oh, well, let's say we're going to repress all these feelings. I'm going to hang on to these boxes, quote unquote. Well, then it's going to manifest itself in a different emotion, right?
Well, yeah, or, when you keep shoving shit in a closet, or you keep piling stuff on top of the trash can that's already full without emptying it. At some point, the trash is going to topple over, or at some point, you or someone else is going to open that closet door, and boom, shit's all just going to come out. And this works both literally and metaphorically.
Oh, dude, that's what it's all about.
If you bottle everything up too much, you never know who's going to open that door, and you could snap on the wrong person.
Yeah, and that's kind of crazy. Actually,
or you could snap on yourself, and you could just go completely insane.
Yeah. And I will tell you this, too. I had a beautiful closet in Washington, D.C. when I was living there, okay?
Did you live in the closet?
No.
You could.
No. That's all you can afford, right? That closet
aren't places in Washington D.C. like super super small?
They're not
super expensive.
Yeah, they're not cheap and they're not big, right? You know what I mean? But I will tell you this:
not as bad as maybe Manhattan,
New York, or Tokyo,
where you would pay like $1,500 a month to live in like a closet that maybe had like a bed.
Exactly. No, but one of the things I will tell you is that like I love this closet. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a gorgeous closet. I can like put it. But then when I finally put all my winter coats in there and my shoes and all this other stuff, I was like, holy shit! I never saw it again. Like, because it was just like, okay, until when? Until I moved out of that son of a bitch, right? Until I moved out of that son of a bitch and I had to clear out everything and I just gave away everything that I didn't need. Yeah. And I was like, oh crap. I remembered, oh my God, this is the closet that I wish I could like store my sporting equipment in or like other things in, but I just never got around to it because I filled it with so much extra shit. Yeah. Coats I didn't need and like random other things I just didn't want, like a bag, like a corner for all these plastic bags that I was like, saving at one different time. I'm like, what am I doing? And that's the hard part. You're like, what am I doing? Like, if you can look back retrospectively and be like, what was I doing with all this stuff? Why?
Yeah.
I didn't even get to appreciate the thing for what it was. I don't know. Man, that's what I'm telling you. That's what I had. That's what I did this past July 4th weekend. And
you just cleaned out rat shit.
Dude. It was so gross. I will never.
Hopefully you didn't contract the hantavirus.
No, that's what I was doing because I was so mad at my parents because I was like, Dad, what are you doing? Why are we living like this? Why are we living like this? I was so confused. I was so baffled. Oh.
Dude, that show is gnarly.
Can I just tell you, when I watch Hoarders, I always go, oh, God.
I can't even watch it, dude.
No, but there's a level, isn't this so funny? You have a level of disgust or disdain for people, right? Like, how do they not know how to clean up their lives yet, right? Joe Rogan was famous for kind of saying this, clean up your own house, right?
Yeah.
You live in a place and you're like.
But I can understand, because a lot of these people, I've only seen it a few times, so I have a very, very small sample that I know, but what I'm saying is the people that I've seen, they either have been working through some serious mental stuff, or they're just older, like way older, or even like just not in a physical state to be able to move around a ton. So I also understand, like, once you get past a certain point, like, I guess it'd be really hard, like, especially if you don't have anyone, you don't have any help.
I guess I don't know what that is. I'm not a mental health professional.
We're completely
novice,
qualified to speak about any of this shit.
But we can obviously talk about our own mentality and obviously us hoarding onto stuff too, because we hoard onto things, whether it be emotions or physical, actual things themselves. But yeah, when you watch that show, you go, it always starts off. There's always a backstory to it.
Yeah,
someone dies that's really important, or some tragic event, God forbid, like happens to them, and then that's just how it goes. But you're right. I think that in a life where they don't feel like they have any more control because maybe their best friend, their loved one, got like taken away from them, then maybe the one thing that they can control is their possessions, their ownership. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But whenever I do see that, you look at them and there's a level of disgust. You're like, oh, how could they let themselves do that?
Oh, and then stuff's just rotting, and there's a dead cat under like a pile of whatever.
And they have stuff, and it's so unsafe. But at the same time, you're like, what? How does someone get to that level?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's. But then, like I said, you look at your own self, and then maybe you look at your own situation, your own living situation, your own physical body, your own financial situation, whatever it may be that however you traditionally mark your success or your values or your I don't know, homeostasis, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, maybe that might be out of order. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah,
I don't know either. But I don't think we had any idea that this would be such a nice tie between
everything
the
else,
emotional and the physical.
Boom!
Really
Project Reclamation 101, like the freeway, baby. It connects.
The 101
it connects.
The freeway connects.
And this is the 101st episode, so man, that's what we're doing is making these connections. Boy, that first 100.
Well, and like
was all just demo.
I feel like there was maybe some, there was a little bit of baggage. So now we're working on cleaning it all up.
Clean house, Project Reclamation.
Project Reclamation. That's right. We got rid of JB.
Network. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. JB's
cleaning his house. He's
cleaning his house right now. JB got a smoker. He's smoking some shit.
Son of a bitch. That's son of a bitch.
We need to get a smoker.
No, fuck that. We're just gonna go to Tennessee. I don't want to get no smoker. We're just gonna go make a visit.
Oh, that's a good idea. We need to get out there. We'll do it. They're planting and cropping that little farm that they bought.
Oh, okay.
So once it's all seeded and whatnot, then we can go kill some deer, and you can hang out in the cabin.
I don't necessarily want to kill anything.
No, you can just hang out.
Yeah.
You can be like moral support.
Sure, I got a BB gun.
I mean, you could kill some squirrels.
I don't want to kill anything. I think I want to like befriend.
You can go fishing.
All right, I'll go fishing.
All right,
I'll go fishing. I think I'll be on a boat with like that big old straw hat, and then everything's an Instagram moment for me, I guess. Just wasting away.
I'm on a boat.
Hanging out.
I'm on a boat. I don't remember the words to that song, but it's fantastic.
JB, we're coming. Get the smoker ready.
Get the smoker ready and the banjos. We're gonna come to Tennessee.
Chattanooga. Wait, Nashville. Nashville. We're gonna rock all Titans hats.
I miss our Swampcast.
Oh, Swampcast. Boy, that's gonna be maybe another episode. Maybe who knows?
Maybe we need to do another Swampcast.
Dude.
Oh shit.
Oh man. To all the listeners, man, thanks for hanging in with there. 101 for 101st episode. Holy
Number 101.
Making those connections like the freeway, north and south. Beep, 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 beep. Doppler, or traffic jam 5000, traffic cam 5000.
There you go.
Shout out to our biggest sponsors, El Yucateco.
Shout out to El Yucateco.
King of Flavor.
King of Flavor. Go check them out. I think
Hashtag King of Flavor. Hashtag King of Flavor.
Hashtag King of Flavor. Hashtag King of Flavor. Go check them out. elucateco.com. I think shopelucateco.com is another one.
Damn.
If you want to check out a bunch of podcasts, or if you're interested in making a podcast or starting a podcast, there's a ton of material, advice, and tutorials on podbelly.com to go start your own podcast. Hey, I recommend it.
Pig Out on Podcast.
And there's a ton of different podcasts you can listen to, so go check it out. Podbelly.com. Thank you all for listening. We're going to do some contests here in a little bit. I got a bunch of crap from El Yucateco, so I think
you mean a bunch of good stuff. The crap is reserved for other.
A bunch of lovely hot sauces and stickers and fun little doodads. I think there's some El Yucateco
That ain't crap.
Sunglasses.
That's gold, baby.
No, it's beautifully gold.
That's gold.
So I got to figure out what to do, but we're going to do some sort of a contest. So keep your eye out for that. Maybe it'll be some sort of a social media deal. I'm not really
Liquid
sure
gold is what I call this El Yucateco.
It's amazing.
All delicious.
And one of these days, maybe this weekend, we can do our little...
the hot sauce challenge. Let's do this.
All right. So this weekend we'll do that.
We'll call it the flavor challenge. Actually,
I think I'm gonna try and figure out a way to have a couple of cameras because we're gonna want to film that. We'll put that on our YouTube channel, and then we'll definitely air the audio as a podcast. So check it out. That'll be on the way, and that's all I got for now.
That's it.
All right. Well, be good, and have an awesome week. Go clean your fucking house and your brain and your soul and everything else. Just keep it clean, kids. All right. Peace out.
So what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.